welcome to another episode of First Down by CoachTools. Today I have Luke Wierman, Senior Faceoff Specialist at the University of Maryland. How's it going today, Luke?
It's going pretty good. Thanks for having me, Justin.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So today, Luke and I, we're going to talk about his experience as a Division I athlete, starting in the recruiting process and then all the way to becoming a national champion last year. So Luke, he's about to begin his senior year. He's been training and they're going to be back on campus in the next couple of weeks. So Luke, to kick things off, can you kind of explain a little bit about your background, how you got to the University of Maryland and like your recruiting process?
Yeah, so I actually kind of like a funky recruiting process for lacrosse during my time in high school and middle school. There was no rules on recruitment. So a lot of my friends who I played club lacrosse with right here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, um, a lot of them, like the kids that were really good, were getting recruited in eighth grade and freshman year of high school before they, maybe even played a game of high school lacrosse. And um, for me, that was a lot different. I was definitely like a late bloomer, and I kind of didn't grow into my grow up yet, really. So, my sophomore year, sophomore year of high school, I decided to attend like a prospect day at Fairfield University. Um, and they kind of liked what they saw, so they recruited me, and I eventually verbally committed to Fairfield University in Connecticut. Um, then by senior year, I was really enjoying lacrosse a lot, and things were going pretty well, and I think I was kind of like expanding my game, and I didn't know if Fairfield was still the best fit for me, so. Then I decided that I would open up my recruiting process. In I think it was like April of my senior year, which is kind of risky,
Yeah, like
but
last
I decided
minute.
it was probably the best thing I could do for myself. Um, and that's where kind of Coach Tillman reached out to me and got in touch with me um, at the University of Maryland, and I went on a visit um, actually on my birthday, my senior year of high school, and I kind of just said right then and there that's kind of where I wanted to be. So that's kind of like the full story of like from high school to senior year of high school.
Cool.
Yeah.
And since your time like at Maryland, what's that looked like? Because I know, didn't you start off, you started off and then did was it your sophomore year that you began getting some more time?
Yeah. So it was definitely a big adjustment for me. I kind of went to a small school and didn't have a huge lacrosse, I'd say like support system really.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of like, the private schools around us. They take a lot of the talent from the area. Um, and they just take a lot of the kids in general. So, I was on a team in high school that was just like a smaller team, less kids, not very well known. So just I'd say just like the speed of the game and the competition that I played against in high school was far different from um college lacrosse for sure. Like I got to college and I mean I felt like the stretching was fast. Like everything
Yeah.
was just so much faster and it was go, go, go all the time and high intensity stuff. And I think that was the biggest adjustment for me. So freshman year was definitely very tough, especially like COVID came around, which made it difficult. Um, but yeah, I'd say that definitely is the speed of the game and like kind of having the confidence in yourself to, tell yourself like you can do this type of thing was a big thing for me. So then freshman year I didn't really play much or season got cut short. And then sophomore year I kind of earned like a second string spot, which helped me rotate in with our starter um, throughout most of the year.
Cool. So when do you think, like, was there a specific moment that you had like where you're like, hey, I feel really good, like I have that confidence. Was there like a transition point or did it just kind of happen over time?
I'd probably say it was throughout. I'd say going into my sophomore year, I just gained a lot more confidence in myself, and I kind of said to myself, you don't got really anything to lose. Like, you're a young guy out there, you kind of just gotta play as hard as you can, and good things will kind of come, and you'll learn a lot. And I think that's kind of what I did. I'd say in game wise, I'd say there wasn't one exact turning point. Um, Besides just every game that I would go into, would just gain a little more confidence. Kind of like start catching up to the speed a little more and everything. Um, I mean, my sophomore year, I played in the national championship. I got put in. I'd say definitely that built a lot of confidence for this past year of just, me personally and my team.
Yeah.
I'd say that built a lot of confidence in all of us.
Yeah. So as you matured throughout your career, like going into especially going into this upcoming year, like how has it changed from your freshman year goal wise? And what does that look like now being a leader on the team?
Yeah, I'd say, the goal is always kind of to win, but as a freshman, I would say your goal sometimes you're not always seeing that goal that the team has, because it's just such a big adjustment. So as a freshman, your goal could be just kind of being at a certain point on the depth chart, and you always have that goal with your teammates and your friends to win games and play as best as you can. But definitely as a freshman, you're kind of worried about a bunch of other things, like you have goals in school and everything, and kind of just doing the right thing and doing
Yeah.
things you're supposed to be doing as a freshman. I'd say as you get older and as you mature, you really, you kind of get used to things and things come easier, like your schedule and just everything that goes into being a student athlete comes easier. So I think you really get to focus on that team goal more of, leading, being a leader, and also just, trying to do whatever you can, your teammates, and you're trying to do whatever you can to, get wins.
Yeah. How would you say like your own personal goals have tied into the team goals other than just a general win? Like, is there anything that you guys do personally that relates to like the big picture?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say like as a team, we just like the culture that gets passed down through our kind of through our alumni every year. Um, and I think that that culture is just a really strong culture that we really pride ourselves on and kind of wear on our sleeve. I think our coach Tillman does a great job at, kind of reminding us of that culture. And yeah, I definitely say that culture and just kind of like every year knowing like this is a new year, this is a new team, and we can still have those follow those same, attributes and kind of those same the good things that the other teams and players left behind, but also kind of starting a new journey with each other. I think that's something we do very strong, and also kind of just being really close with each other off the field. We do a lot together, and I think that's a very special thing that we have at the University of Maryland is kind of what we do together off the field and kind of the way we look out for each other and care for each other.
Yeah. And I feel like camaraderie, like regardless of the sport, is so important just off the field. And and I can definitely see that relating to like whether it be football, baseball, any type of sport.
Yeah, honestly, in any sport there is, I feel like that could be like one of the most important things, a driving factor. At the end of games, kind of trusting the guys that you got with you.
Yeah, for sure. So anything else that you think would be good for like a young player, maybe a high school kid, a young college athlete that you would give advice on?
Yeah, honestly, the biggest thing I'd give advice on as a high school kid is the only person kind of standing in your way is yourself. You can't look at a roster on your high school team or your club team or whatever you're playing for and saying, ah, this kid's better than me, but I can be his backup. I can be on the team. Like if you put in the work and you work every day at it, you'll put yourself in a good situation and get yourself that opportunity to compete with whoever or whatever's in your way. And I'd say in college, just it's kind of the same thing. Just kind of putting your head down and having confidence in yourself and telling yourself you can do it by working hard and everything. I think that probably the best advice I could give.
Yeah. And I've seen that like in my own experience too, just chipping away at that and
Definitely.
those daily tasks and making sure that you're not getting in your own way. that's what's going to propel you to the next level.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So that's all I got, Luke. Anything else you'd like to say before we get off here?
Just appreciate you talking to me, Justin.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Luke, and good luck this season.
I appreciate it.